And now, entering the noodle room, the one and only Joffy Noodle Eggs and Lemon Lord. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Joffy Noodle Eggs with Lemon Lord here today, and Sullivan. We're just doing another little rehouse today. We are rehousing this little baby in here. In here is Raven, who is our Grammostola pulchra. Now, it's a young juvenile. I've had it since it was a little sling, and it's molted about 4 times in my care. And it's in this nice little pot. And to be honest, it will be quite nice in that pot for another molt or two. But it comes out a lot now, and it's wandering about quite a bit. So I'm going to give it some space. So I'm going to be moving it over into that one. So it's the same sort of height and size, but I'm giving it a good 6 inches worth more of exploring space to enrich my spider's life. So we're going to cut this little baby out today, and we're going to rehome it into there. So first of all, let's go and get it rehoused. So what we're going to do is take the lid off. Be very gentle, guys. She is sitting out at the moment. She will dash in, no doubt, as soon as I remove this. She's still sitting there, as you can see. There she is. Or he. We don't know the sex of the spider. So what I'm going to do, guys, is remove some of the apparatus from the enclosure. We'll be trying to use some of these bits again in the new one. So there we go. So what I'm going to do, guys, I don't want this spider running off, so I'm getting ready a little catch cup. Let me have a little think. Yeah, we'll catch cup her out first. Yeah. I was thinking of doing the house first and then just walking her over. But no, let's catch cup her out because I want to use this piece of bark. Because it's going to have some of her webbing in it and stuff. So I'm going to very gently try and grab it without disturbing the spider too much. There we go. Just take off some of the rubbish. And she's just sitting there, like really sort of content. Just moving some of this down, guys. Just because then it's going to make it easier for me to try and catch the spider out without getting too much rubbish in the pot. Now, what I'm going to try and do actually is move her in a bit. Come on, baby. Well, she moved in quite a bit then. Alright, so what I'm going to do is put this on its side, I think, and try and walk her. Try and get her to walk into this pot. Come on, baby. Oh, she's gone up there. Right, so let me have a little go, see if I can get the lid underneath her. And see if, no, she's just going to come back out again. Right, let me think this through again. I'm going to put this down behind her. And then we go and pop the lid on. There she is, or he. Just pop that lid on there, guys, just so it's secure. And there we can see the little baby. As you can see, it's a nice size. It's a young sort of juvenile. Beautiful spider. So I'm going to give it a nice home. So we're going to just give it a bit more space. So what we're going to do now, guys, is set the baby up here so it's safe. She can sit up there with my golden leg baboon. And we're going to now make her a new home. So let's do that now then, shall we? Right, guys, so what I'm going to do now is put in some new substrate into this enclosure for the baby. That's one way of putting it in, Joff. There we go. Baby doesn't like it too deep because I'll give it a little bit more. Just let me make a little hole in this bag so I can open it. Give me a minute, guys. Here we go. Put a little bit more substrate in there for the baby. probably thinking, what on earth's happening? Quite content in my little home there. Yeah, but when it gets into this nice bigger home, it's probably going to enjoy it a lot more, I hope. So right, so the first thing I do is going to make room for its enclosure. So I'm flattening that bit down, guys, and I'm going to put in her same bit of bark that she's been using, because it's got her webbing on the top. You'll know that she likes to have both sides open. This spider does. Yeah, it likes both sides open. The only problem is that I've realised with this is that it's a black spider going on black substrate. But there we go. We're flattening that down, guys. So now I'm going to put in a bit of decor for it. Got a nice little skull for her to climb upon. Be nice. Put some little bits of colour in there for her, some green. These are from the old enclosure of hers. Just gives her a little places to sort of like hide if she wants to hide. Give her a little water bowl. Gonna pop that there, I think. She'll probably bury it, because she does tend to bury her things anyway. Still waiting for some leaf litter. I've just got the tiny little specks that were from her old enclosure there. Just pop that in there for her. Might grab a tiny little bit of moss for her. I can pop my hand on it, that is, guys. You know what I'm like. I'm always leaving everything to the last minute. These are quite adaptable, so they don't mind a dry environment and they don't mind a damp environment. So we're going to give the baby a bit of both, just so it's got like just a little bit of yeah, a little bit of moss in there. There we go. I quite like that. Let's have a little look. Yeah. So let me just rearrange that. The only thing I'm not happy about is the hide. So I need to dig that out slightly and go in there and just make that a more prominent sort of entrance for the baby. There we go. Like I say, this one likes it open both sides for some reason. She likes to come in and out of both sides. But that's a bit better anyway, isn't it? Now we've got the nice hide. So there we go. That's the new setup for the new baby. So before I go any further, there we go. Nice bit of water there. So she's got a drink. So there's the hide. It's got a new substrate. It's got a lovely skull. The skull's really cool. The skull here is from the spider shop. Really, really cool. It's like you can see all the sort of flesh and skin on the skull. That's really, really cool. I really like it. So I'm hoping the baby might climb on it or like it. So there we are. It's a little setup for the new baby. Doesn't really need to have too much in there. So what we're going to do now, guys, is just get the little one and put it back in there. So what we're going to do now is put this little baby back in its new home. I'm going to turn this around, guys, and I'm going to put this over there just in case the baby wants to make a run for it. As we saw, it's quite a lively little thing. I'm going to very gently remove the lid. Just be very gentle when you're taking the lids off. Try not to disturb them too much, because then they're easier to move. And if you're gentle with them, they know you're not there to hurt them. Okay, they know you're not there to hurt them. So I'm just trying to take this lid off this one, guys. Give me a second. There we go. So if we zoom in slightly with the camera, we can maybe get a good... If you come over the top there, Lemon Lord, with the camera, we can get a nice view. There we go. So I'm going to put the spider there, guys. And then I'm going to encourage it to sort of, because it's quite a quick one, encourage it to run out underneath there rather than anywhere else. There we go, it's in. So the baby's in its new home. So there we go. So what do you think of that then, guys? That went quite well. Yeah, she's quite skittish, this little one. But again, as she gets older, she will become less skittish and she will be more manageable. These are like the black Labrador of the spider world. They're probably one of the most docile of the species, but never take that for granted. You might just get the one that's evil. Who knows? So always be aware of that. Now, these are a New World terrestrial species, and they obviously they're from Brazil, hence why they're called the Brazilian black, the Grammostola pulchra. The female lives 20 years plus, and they grow to a formidable size, about sort of 7 inches when they're grown up, and they become quite a sort of heavyweight, sort of bulky sort of spider. They do possess herticating hairs, and of course all spiders have venom, but their venom obviously is not a medically significant venom. And again, as long as you're treating your spider well, they're not going to look at you as a threat or anything as such. So you should be all right, to be honest, as long as you are quite gentle with them. Excuse me while I just roam around, guys. Just doing my normal looking for something. What else can I tell you about them? Yeah, they're quite slow growers, guys. So don't expect a big spider quick. They are quite slow growers. Just going to chuck in a bit of food for it because it is feeding day today. Probably won't eat because I've moved her, but if she's hungry, you will. So I'm just going to chuck a little bit of food in there, just so if it gets hungry, it's got something to eat. Yeah, so they're beautiful spiders, they really are, and they are classed as a beginner spider, and I believe that they are, because I think their care is quite simple, as you can see. They don't need too much care, so they're a good spider for that. Right, before we go, I'll thank a few YouTubers, as I always do. I'd like to thank Mark Spider Guy, RS Designs, Peter Webster, Spider-Man 1978, Incredible Animals and Other Inverts, Unseen Universe, Unusual Pets, Ellie's Bug Babies, Dave's Little Beasties, Tom's Big Spiders, Tarantula Collective. All amazing channels, guys, and I'm sorry if I missed your channel out, but I will include you in other videos, as you know. Robbie's Talking Teas, of course, and his Arachnids. Please go and check all these channels out, guys. So there we are. That's the Grammostola pulchra rehomed. Seems to be hopefully settling in all right. Just see what that little cricket's going to do, because it's right behind it. No, she's just trying to settle into her new home. But if she's hungry, she will find it. Anyway, guys, till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.